Welcome everyone to this explainer. I was recently diving into the link between oral care and overall health. And wow, what I discovered completely changed how I view caregiving. It's a real game changer. If you're a caregiver, whether you're expecting a baby, raising a young athlete, supporting an adult with disabilities, or looking after an aging parent, this is absolutely for you. We're going to explore some customized dental care strategies across all walks of life. So let's just dive right in. Right out of the gate, I've got a question for you. Did you know poor oral health is actually linked to dementia and pneumonia? I know, it sounds wild, but I want to shatter this illusion that oral health is just about keeping your teeth looking nice and bright. The stakes of caregiving are incredibly high here. When we talk about brushing and flossing, we aren't just talking about avoiding a filling at the dentist. No, we are quite literally talking about defending the brain, the heart, and the lungs. Here's exactly what's on the line. Every single day, a thin film of bacteria called dental plaque builds up in the mouth. And if it's not managed, well, those bacteria don't just stay put. They travel throughout the body like a highway system. The evidence actually shows that poor oral health can play a massive role in endocarditis, which is an infection of the heart's inner lining, as well as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even premature birth. It increases the risk for pneumonia. And astonishingly, long-term data links gum disease to a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease or related dementias. So daily oral care, it's a critical health priority. It's definitely not just an optional hygiene extra. Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. First, we'll look at the body-mouth connection, then protecting tiny smiles, sports safety with braces, overcoming care barriers, senior dental health, and we'll wrap up with finding affordable care. Section 1. The body-mouth connection. Why a healthy mouth means a healthier body. Now, as a caregiver, I know you have a ton on your plate, but relying on a standard brush and floss whenever we remember kind of routine just isn't going to cut it when severe systemic health risks are on the line. For instance, when someone is bedbound, it's so easy to push oral care right to the bottom of the to-do list. But here's the thing, bacteria from the mouth can actually be inhaled straight into the lungs, causing pneumonia. In fact, a major study in the American Journal of Infection Control revealed that younger patients actually make up half of hospital-acquired pneumonia cases. Half. So this is a massive risk for bedbound patients of all ages, not just the elderly. Moving on to Section 2, protecting tiny smiles, early intervention for infants and toddlers. You might assume dental care starts when that very first tooth erupts, right? Well, actually, scratch that. It starts way before birth. Baby teeth begin to develop between the 3rd and 6th months of pregnancy. For expectant mothers, this means getting plenty of nutrients, eating a balanced diet, and making absolutely sure to visit the dentist during pregnancy to keep their own teeth and gums strong. And early vigilance is absolutely crucial, because the statistics are honestly pretty alarming. 23%. That means nearly 1 in 4 children ages 2 to 5 already have cavities in their primary teeth. And baby teeth aren't just placeholders. Untreated tooth decay can lead to pain and serious infections, which severely impacts a child's ability to speak, eat, sleep, play, and learn. But to combat this, the American Dental Association has this fantastic program called Tiny Smiles. Think of it as a super practical, actionable framework for parents and caregivers to prevent early decay and build those healthy habits right from the get-go. They've got this brilliant age-based progression for care. So from birth to the first tooth, just gently wipe your baby's gums with a clean, damp washcloth after feedings. Easy enough, right? Then, once that first tooth pops up, all the way to age 3, brush twice a day using a baby toothbrush and just a tiny rice-sized smear of fluoride toothpaste. And from ages 3 to 5, you upgrade to a pea-sized amount and brush for 2 whole minutes. Oh, and here's a massive tip for caregivers. Do not pass along your germs. Seriously, don't put their pacifiers or feeding spoons in your own mouth first, because you can actually pass your cavity-causing germs straight to your child. No way we want to do that. Section 3. Sports safety with braces. Protecting athletes during orthodontic treatment. Okay, so as kids grow into young athletes, a whole new set of dental challenges pops up, especially for those wearing braces. This is a super vulnerable group where the wrong protective gear can literally cause thousands of dollars in dental damage. Just imagine your teen is out on the field or the court and they take a hard hit to the face. If they're wearing a standard generic mouthguard over braces, the impact can cause the guard to stick to the brackets or pull on the teeth. It's a massive suction fit danger. But contrast that with the Goon Guard. It's the only ADA-approved mouthguard specifically made for braces. It uses this patented SmartForm material that's microwave safe, absorbs the shock brilliantly, and crucially creates zero suction to the brackets. As Dr. Monroe Elkin puts it, You don't want a guard that sticks to brackets or pulls when hit. The right material absorbs the impact and stays in place. For athletes with braces, choosing a specialized dentist-approved mouthguard is simply non-negotiable for their safety. It's a must. Section 4. Overcoming care barriers. Navigating care for physical and developmental disabilities. Now, we really need to acknowledge the unique physical and cognitive hurdles caregivers face here. Standard brushing and flossing advice, it often just doesn't apply easily. 1 in 4 adults in the United States has some type of disability. And similarly, 1 in 4 caregivers who are looking after someone over 50 are doing so because that person has Alzheimer's, dementia, or another memory disorder. These physical, intellectual, and developmental realities mean we absolutely need accessible care solutions. Section 5. Senior Dental Health. Maintaining dignity, comfort, and health in later years. For older adults, keeping their mouth and teeth clean is all about preventing pain, ensuring they can safely eat nutritious foods, and honestly preserving their self-esteem. As a caregiver, you need highly practical, tactical solutions. If your loved one has arthritis or a lack of fine motor skills, a standard toothbrush just isn't going to work. Try a water flosser, an electric toothbrush, or hey, simply attach the toothbrush handle to their hand with a wide elastic band. If a patient with dementia is resisting care, you've got to get creative. Try a different toothpaste flavor, use warm water instead of cold, or just shift the routine to a different time of day, like right after lunch. And for denture patients with fragile gums, a simple, gentle wipe with a soft, water-dipped cloth does absolute wonders. We also have to talk about the hidden danger of dry mouth. It's a lack of saliva that's often caused by super common medications for things like high blood pressure or depression. And here's the catch. Without saliva to naturally wash away bacteria, the risk of tooth decay and fungal infections absolutely skyrockets. If you're caring for a senior, help combat this by having them sip water frequently, having them avoid caffeine, or even chatting with a doctor about using artificial saliva. And please, remember this critical safety rule, especially for seniors and those with memory disorders. Always remove dentures before sleep or nap times. If they're left in, they can dislodge and become a severe choking hazard, not to mention causing painful, swollen gums. Take them out, scrub them, and store them safely in water or an ADA-accepted cleanser. Section 6. Finding affordable care. Accessible dental resources for your loved ones. Look, we have to acknowledge a massive barrier here. Dental care can be really expensive. And notably, Medicare actually does not cover routine dental visits. But the good news is you do have actionable, affordable options right in your own community. Dental and hygiene schools offer supervised, low-cost care. County or state health departments have clinics that charge based on income. Community health centers offer sliding-scale dental services. And if you're ever stuck, you can literally just dial 211 to reach the United Way, and they'll direct you to free or reduced-cost dental services right in your area. So, what does this all mean? The crucial point is this: dental disease is preventable. With proper care, older adults have less than a 30% chance of needing dentures or implants as they age, meaning you can reduce that need by over 70%. You really hold incredible power as a caregiver. So I'm going to leave you with this final question to think about. What new habit are you going to start today to protect the smile of someone you love? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy caregiving.